Welcome back here to New Day Cleveland. Even though you may be driving safely out there, it doesn't mean that others are or that people are properly insured. Marco Bocciarelli is joining us from Friedman, Damiano and Smith, and he's here to explain all of that to us and what we need to know to make sure we're protecting ourselves. So first of all, Marco, thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having me. It's always a pleasure.
Well, you know, that's one of those things when you think about it, you can be out there driving properly, have everything insured. Someone else doesn't, though. What do we need to think about as insured drivers?
So at Friedman, Damiano and Smith, we've been helping people who have been injured in accidents for over 50 years. And one of the things we think is important, and we've actually talked about this before, is helping people help themselves. And one of the ways to do that, and maybe the best way to do that, is to carry a policy of uninsured or underinsured motorist coverage. And historically speaking, this is more important now than it ever has been before because, again, saying it historically, when people are under a financial strain, one of the first places they tend to cut corners is by dropping insurance or by reducing the amount of insurance that they carry.
So when you're trying to get, if you're underinsured or uninsured and you want to do something through your agency, then is it more expensive to do something like that?
So there's a difference between the liability policy that you and I carry and this uninsured or underinsured liability coverage. One is to protect you if you hurt somebody else. Mm-hmm. The other is to protect you if someone else hurts you. And the cost for a policy of uninsured or underinsured motorist coverage in the bigger picture is really pretty minimal. We're talking about, on average, it's maybe 5% more for your insurance than it was without it.
So it is different. I mean, for those who kind of grasp their head around what you're saying too, it is different than regular insurance coverage, or is it basically the same?
No. It's absolutely a different policy of insurance. So, and I touched on this briefly, but liability policy, which is what you or I would carry, everybody carries and is required to carry in the state of Ohio. If you get in an accident, that protects you financially if you hurt someone else. It does nothing for you if you're hurt in an accident. That's where uninsured or underinsured motorist coverage comes in. If you're hurt in an accident by someone else's negligence, then your uninsured motorist coverage steps in and helps protect you.
And that's crucial, I feel like. And as you said, especially in times like this is a crucial thing. In the state of Ohio, though, by law, you have to be insured, correct, as a driver?
You're absolutely right. There are financial responsibility laws that say that you have to carry a policy of insurance. But think about this. Before COVID became an issue, 3 out of every 10 drivers in the state of Ohio, 3 out of every 10 cars around you, had no coverage or had minimal coverage. So we don't have the statistics to tell you, or I don't have the statistics to tell you exactly what that number is. But again, historically, we can assume that that number is going to be higher now than it was just a few short months ago.
So if we would wrap this up in a nutshell, what do we as drivers need to do to make sure we are protected?
You need to check your policy of insurance. You need to make sure that you are carrying a policy of uninsured or underinsured motorist coverage so that you're protected when you're in an accident. Not just financially, but for bills, for injuries, for pain and suffering. Those are going to be things that you're going to be compensated for if you are carrying your own policy of underinsured motorist coverage. Check your policy, talk to your agent.
I mean, and that's just something it should be a given, but I feel like so many people do not think about that. They're not thinking about that extra step, that extra measure.
And I agree that it's a responsibility that most people don't want to take on, but it's the best way that you can protect yourself. And if you have any questions or concerns, you can always call us at Friedman, Damiano and Smith. We always give free consultations if you have any concerns.
Well, we appreciate you joining us this morning. Always learn a lot from you when you're on the show, so thank you for being here with us this morning.
Could I say one other
Sure.
thing? Do you mind?
Go ahead.
Along the same lines of helping people help themselves, regardless of your affiliation, we just want to encourage everyone. Exercise your right, exercise your voice, and participate in the elections this November.
Thank you so much, Marco. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
You have a great day today.
You too.